Okay, so let's move the flesh from the sit bones and sit tall. Close the eyes. And just take a moment to settle into your body. Let the mind turn inward and begin to observe your breath. And as you watch the breath, become aware of the edges of the breath so that you inhale and you find where the edge of the inhalation is, and you exhale and you find the edge of the exhalation. And as you're observing these edges, they may shift. You may find that the breath deepens, and you can continue to observe their new location. But concentrating on these edges helps us to allow the full and complete inhalation without shortening it, and the full, complete exhalation without shortening it. You don't have to impose anything on the breath quite yet. Just continue to observe and relax. Now, in addition to finding these edges, see if you can visualize the breath and observe the breath being very smooth and even. So the inhalation, roughly the same length as the exhalation. And within that breath, a very smooth transition throughout the breathing process, including both the top and bottom of exhalation and inhalation. And if you encounter something along the way, maybe like a rough patch or some little bit of a catch or jump within the breath, see if you can relax more deeply at that spot to smooth it out, like you could smooth out a wrinkle. And as the breath becomes more smooth and more even, and if you feel like you want to stretch it a little bit, bringing in some conscious extension, then you can add in an extra count at the top and bottom of the breath. But do this in a pace that feels very natural and organic. Making sure not to stress or strain the body in any way. And then finally, these last few moments, you can add in an ujjayi sound to the breath, and the ocean wave or whisper type sound as you're putting in the effort to reach the breath a little further on inhalation, extend it a little longer on exhalation. And let's take 3 more breaths here, please. And at the completion of that 3rd exhalation, just bring your hands onto your abdomen. So just connect for a moment into the navel center, maybe feeling some warmth from the palms absorbing into this area of the body. And it is here that we recognize the internal fire, that which allows us to change and transform. We recognize fire as creating warmth, heat, as well as being that which provides light. The light to see clearly in the dark. The light of the teachings of true knowledge. And so this area of the body is highly revered by the yogis, and we're going to be working with it physically today in our practice, creating a greater relationship to this area of the body and stimulating some of the Shakti that's there. So in your mind's eye, can you visualize a fire right in the navel center, right where your hands are? And recognize that your breathing is an important component to the stability of the fire. Just like if you're outside observing a fire and the wind blows too much, it can blow the flames out. It can create chaos where the flames become too large. But if you have that perfect steady breeze, the flames continue to burn at an appropriate pace in a stable sort of way. And of course, too little air, too little oxygen, and also the fire will go out. So we want to regulate our breath in such a way that we are providing that perfect stream of oxygen and airflow to this sacred fire. So our goal in our practice today not only is to work with the navel center, the area where our fire resides, but also with our breath, really making sure to keep it steady and even. And so transition your hands to your heart center. Let your thumbs touch your sternum and bow your head to your hands. And for a moment, bring into your mind's eye something that you're seeking to alchemize, something you'd like to change or transform in some way. And then place that here in the heart, where it's connected then down to the fire. And we'll let that be settled in the seat of the subconscious as we move throughout our practice, assisting us in this way. And then take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And take another deep breath in. And we'll chant Om. Om. 2 more. And just lower your chin to your chest. And just gradually open your eyes, bringing yourself back into the room. We'll begin in tabletop position. So hands are going to go directly under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tops of the feet press firmly into the floor. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the sit bones, look up. Let the heart come forward, tailbone rises. And then on the exhalation, you're going to pull the belly button back towards the spine. I like to think of like a hook attached to the back of my spine, lifting everything in and up. And then inhale forward again. Sternum lifts, tailbone lifts. And exhale again on that belly button. Pull everything in and up and stretch through the back body. Keep going. 3 more with your even breath. Inhaling, exhaling. Utilizing that ujjayi sound now. Keep pressing into the hands, knees, and feet for support and stability, giving us more access and room to reach into the navel. Last one here. And as you pull the belly button toward the back body, slowly roll back to child's pose, taking your time. And sit bones come to heels. You can reach the arms forward for a moment and soften down. If you'd like, you can rise up onto the fingertips, lifting the heart a little bit further away from the earth for a moment, and then settle into it with the forehead resting on the ground. Let the palms then settle completely and soften the elbows. Sweep the hands behind you, let them rest onto your sacrum, one on top of the other. And then stand on the knees and reach your right arm up and over your head. Lift and lengthen through your core. Now push that right palm away and turn your right cheek down into the mat, hugging the navel towards the spine as you come all the way down. And then stand on the knees again. Inhale, the left arm lifts up. Elongate that left side body. And now push that hand away. Turn your left cheek down into the mat, navel to the spine as you come down. Okay, so keep going like that. Inhaling, right arm lifts. And we'll really concentrate on that exhalation and how the abdomen supports the movement. And then inhaling the left arm up. Even inhale, even exhale. Nice and smooth. Good. 2 more on the right, 2 more on the left. Think of the air being nice and steady so that those flames burn bright and consistent. And 1 more. And then after you come down for that last time, once again, reach your arms forward into child's pose. And then we'll walk them over to the right side. Press your left sit bone down, bow the rib cage, breathe deeply here. Soften into the tops of your shoulders, particularly the left. And breathe into that left rib cage. You'll notice here, because of the compression on the right side, that fire can fan its flames a little more deeply into the left. One more breath. And now move over to the other side and do the same thing. So walking to the left, press the right sit bone down, bow the right rib cage. Now due to the compression on the left side, you'll feel that right side opening a little bit deeper. Fan the flames in there with your deepening of your breath. Very nice. And then come back to center. And come back up in a tabletop position. Extend your left arm, right leg. Press through the heel of the foot. As you exhale, bend the knee into the chest, elbow into the knee, and do just a little mini crunch here. And then inhale, we're going to extend away. So we're going to add in the chant of Ram to this, and I'll demonstrate on this first one. It's going to sound like this. Ram, 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 ram. Inhale, extend away. And repeat. Rum, 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 rum. So you're bringing that vibration, that sound right into the navel, right into the fire. Rum, 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 rum. One more. Rum, 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 rum. And then we'll switch. Other side. Extend right arm, left leg. Flex through the heel of the foot. Again, we'll do the first one without the chant. So you just pull the knee into the chest, elbow into the knee, do that little mini crunch, and then inhale away. Let's do it with the chant. 5 times. Rum, 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 rum. Inhale. That quick repetitions like piercing right into that navel center. Rum, 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 rum. 3 more. Rum, 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 rum. Rum, 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 rum. Last one. Rum, 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 rum. And then just tabletop position, adjust for a minute. And now bring your elbows down, wrap your hands around the middle part of your arms, interlace your fingers and either press your forearms down or spread your palms wide with your forearms parallel. Tuck your back toes under, lift your sit bones up and back, and just come into dolphin variation of down dog or forearm down dog. And now grounding through those forearms, press your chest a little closer towards your thighs. And even though the heels don't usually touch in down dog, in dolphin, you can press one heel down and bend the other knee and try to sink some of the weight back there. And then switch sides and do the same thing on the other side. And as you move back and forth a little bit, opening up the back of the calves, really from the Achilles all the way up to the hip. And feel that sensation through the back of the leg. And then once the legs feel like they're a little looser, you're going to have the toes turning in slightly, heels out, roll the inner thighs in and back, strengthen the quads. So we really want to create that stability for the legs and the base of the body. Continue to lift the hips up and away as you press down through the forearms, building some strength here for the shoulders. Head and neck really just hangs in the middle, so there's no tension in the back of the neck. And then as you're breathing, keep your breath steady, your awareness right there in the abdomen, visualizing that fire. Noticing through the slight inversion how the flames are burning more towards the base of the body. One more breath here. And then bring the knees down. Take the sit bones to the heels, round the shoulders, forehead down, and just come into embryo. Relaxing everything, keep melting the tension that might be there. And we're going to come into dolphin one more time and perform some dolphin push-ups, which is just a really great way not only to build shoulder strength, but to build core strength. So again, you can interlace your fingers, press your forearms down, or spread your palms wide with your forearms parallel. Tuck your back toes under, lift your sit bones up and back for dolphin again. So we're in that same alignment principles, but this time we're going to wiggle our toes back about 3-4 inches. As you exhale, take your chest over your forearms, tailbone under, lower belly lifts. And then inhale, press into the forearms and lift the sit bones back up. Exhale, chest over forearms, tailbone under, lower belly lifts. And inhale, reaching back up. So keep going with your breath here, inhaling, exhaling. Moving a little more slowly requires a little more stability and strength. Enjoy feeling some of that heat that's building so we have this actual experience of the internal fire. One more. And then we'll come back up in a dolphin, bring knees to floor, and once again find that embryo pose. So rounding the upper back, forehead to the earth, everything softens. So try to really melt through the shoulders. And now to utilize some of that warmth, bring the hands forward, come back up in a tabletop position, lift the heart, lift the sit bones, and then keep those lifted as you tuck the tuck the toes under, and lift the hips all the way up and back for downward facing dog. It's the similar position there for the back of the body. So the legs are strong, there's that internal rotation, the heels are trying to ground. In the upper body though, we have to roll the shoulder heads away from the ears, hug the inner elbows toward one another, and press firmly through the web of the index and thumb. Now, again, you're slightly inverted here, so each time you exhale, take the navel deeply in and up under the rib cage and use that opportunity to connect more deeply to the navel center, to the fire. Let the breath be steady. Fan those flames consistently. Last breath here. And then rise up onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look at the hands, and step forward to your fingertips. Open your feet hip distance apart and just come into a standing forward fold. Little micro bend the knee. Let the upper body really soften over the legs. And we're going to sweep the hands behind us and to interlace the fingers for Yoga Mudra. Knuckles reach up and away, stretching out the shoulders. And you do that little flossing of the shoulder blades where you let the knuckles move back towards the sacrum. And then they go back over the head a little more deeply. You can do that as many times as you want. It should feel really good after that shoulder work we just did a moment ago. And then after you feel you have some space there for the shoulders or a little relief, you're going to slide the hands down the backs of the legs and then wrap the arms around the legs and hold on to either elbow. Hug your chest as close to your thigh as you possibly can. Try to get the belly to touch the legs, and as you're breathing, you'll feel the expansion of the diaphragm on inhalation. And as the belly pulls back, that release on exhalation. Head and neck is relaxed, no tension there. And for those of you that are really flexible, you can start to drop your forearms to mid-calf, cross the wrists, and reach forward to the front of the ankles, and then just bind there. So it's a much deeper variation, but it feels really nice to feel that internalization, that deep connection to the body, to the self. Keep relaxing, keep breathing evenly. One more here. Good, and then releasing that hands to hips. You're going to press equally into both feet and now scoop the heart as you come all the way up to standing. And then just roll shoulders up and back and take a moment to find Samastiti, standing mountain pose, and just observe that for a moment. Feel some prana moving through the body, some of the warmth being spread outward from the center or the central flame and fire at the navel. All right, so we're going to do a variation of Sun Salutation C. So we'll begin at the front of our mats with the big toes touching, space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale the arms from the front, opening up that front body, and then exhale, forward fold. Step the right leg back, lower the knee down, top of the foot, and inhale up for low lunge. Now we're going to exhale, take the left hand to the thigh, pull the right elbow over for prayer spinal twist. Fist with the hands or prayer hands. Inhale, lift a little higher so the hands move towards the sternum. Exhale, sink just a little deeper into the lunge. Inhale, fill both lungs with breath as much as you can. And then exhale, step back to plank position. Bring the knees, chest, chin to the floor. Inhale, scoop the heart forward and up for cobra, tops of the feet ground. Exhale, navel up and back for downward facing dog. Right leg steps forward to the fingertips, lower the left knee down. Inhale the arms from the front, low lunge. Bring the right hand down. Exhale the left elbow over. Inhale the hands into prayer. Reach them closer towards the sternum. Exhale, sink just a little deeper into the lunge. Inhale, fill both lungs with breath. And then exhale, fingertips forward, step back foot to meet the front, standing forward fold. Inhale, now reach the arms in alignment with the ears and flatten the back as you come all the way up. Heart opens, press the front of the thighs forward, and then exhale, hands to the heart. That's one side. Let's do it again. Inhale the arms from the front. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg goes back, lower knee, top of the foot. Inhale the arms, reach up. And exhale, left elbow over, prayer spinal twist. Inhale, hands towards the heart. Exhale, sink just a little deeper. Inhale, fill both lungs. And exhale, step back to plank. Knees, chest, chin, scoop forward, inhaling cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward to the fingertips. Lower the right knee to the floor and inhale the arms reach for low lunge. Bring the right elbow over. Prayer spinal twist. Inhale, sternum closer towards the heart. Exhale, sink just a little deeper. Inhale, fill both lungs. And exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. Inhale the arms in alignment with the ears. Activate the back body as you come all the way up. And then exhale, hands to heart your way. Good, that's one complete round. Let's do it again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Right leg steps back first, low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, right elbow over. Prayer spinal twist. Inhale towards the heart. Exhale, sink. Inhale, fill the lungs. Exhale, plank position. Knees, chest, chin. Scoop the heart forward and up. Inhaling cobra. Exhale, down dog. Right leg forward. Left knee down. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, left elbow over, twist. Inhale here. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, breathe. And exhale, step forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, arms in alignment with the ears. Flat back as you rise. Press the front body forward just slightly. And exhale, hands to heart. Left side, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg back this time, low lunge. Inhale. Left elbow over, prayer spinal twist as you exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, sink just a little deeper. Inhale, breathe fully into both lungs. And exhale, plank position. Knees, chest, chin. Scoop the heart forward and up. Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg steps forward. Right knee comes down. Inhale, lift and rise. Exhale, right elbow over. Prayer spinal twist. Inhale, hands to sternum. Exhale, sink deeper. Inhale, both lungs. And exhale. Step back foot forward. Standing forward fold. Inhale, lift and rise. All the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Just one more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Right leg back first. Inhale. Exhale, right elbow over. Twist. Inhale to the heart. Exhale into the hips. Inhale again. Exhale, plank position, knees, chest, chin. Scoop forward, inhale, cobra. Elbows and shoulders back. Exhale, down dog. Right leg steps forward. Left knee comes down. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, twist. Inhale to the heart. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, breathe equally into both lungs. And then exhale, step forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, arms in alignment with the ears. Probably the hardest part is to reach against gravity there. And then exhale, hands to heart. Last time, left side, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Left leg goes back, low lunge. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale one more time. Exhale. Step back. Knees, chest, chin. Scoop forward. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Left leg forward. Right knee to the floor. Inhale, rise. Exhale, twist. Inhale to the heart. Exhale, sink. Inhale, breathe. And exhale, step forward. Standing forward, fold. Inhale, activate the back body, come all the way up. Open up the front body. And then exhale, hands to the heart. And then we'll just stay here for a moment in mountain pose and just rest. If the heart is beating a little faster, that's okay. Just slow it down, give yourself time to adjust. Once again, return to that image of the fire in the navel center. And see if you can regulate the air again. Get back to that steady, consistent breath. Perhaps feel some of the warmth emanating from the fire, from the navel center. Spreading outward through the body and helping with that healing and that cleansing and that nourishment. One more breath here. Make sure it's really settled and you can return to that even breathing ujjayi breath. Okay. So we're here at the front of the mat, big toes touching, space between the heels or feet hip distance apart. Hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway for monkey pose, flat back. And then exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. For the first round of the traditional vinyasa, bring your knees to the floor. Squeeze the elbows tight into your side chaturanga as your belly comes down. Inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale to downward facing dog, navel up and back. Now, step the right foot forward to the fingertips. And then step your back foot up. So it's a shorter stance, so about 2.5, 3 feet, back toes pointing towards the upper left corner of the mat. Really press into the ball of the front foot, the heel of the back foot, and feel those inner thighs squeeze an imaginary line in the middle. Then bring your hands to your hips and scoop your heart as you come all the way up to standing. And I like to make any subtle adjustments that I need here for my standing posture so that I feel nice and stable. Hips should be facing forward. Take your hands onto your sacrum, one on top of the other. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, come down, a little micro bend in that front knee, only to halfway. Then stay for the inhale and grow a little longer, like someone's pulling your arm away from you. Stay for the exhale and hug your navel more deeply into your body. And then inhale, rise up. Do that again. Exhale, come down. This time, see if you can come a little further, so maybe like 3/4 of the way. Stay for the inhale, elongate. Exhale, contract the abdomen. Inhale, rise. Keep the arm in alignment with the ear. One more. Exhale, lengthen as far as you can go. So maybe that's halfway, maybe it's 3/4, maybe it's all the way down. Stay a little longer on the inhalation. Exhale the navel in. Inhale, lift and rise all the way up. Flat back if you can. And then exhale, last one. We're going to go all the way down. So lengthen to your peak. And here's where you're going to place your fingertips, either onto the floor, on your blocks if you need them, or if you have a little more strength, stability today, we're just going to grab the elbows on the back side of the body. So one elbow and then the other. And now let the upper body really hang over that front leg. Head and neck is relaxed. Navel is your core support. Keep hugging the belly button toward the back body. Stabilize the air. Shoulders pull away from the ears. Create more space in the neck. Base of the body is firm and grounded. It's your foundation.
And then the upper body is nice and soft. One more. Now, see if you can keep the hands in the same position. Flatten the back. That's the hardest part, coming up against gravity. And then come all the way back up to standing. And then just step forward and find both feet. Samastiti, mountain pose. Take a moment there. Just feel the difference between the right side and the left. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. And instead of going into down dog, we're going to step the right leg back, just 2.5 to 3 feet. Back right toes pointing towards the upper right corner of your mat. Press the ball of the front foot away from the back heel. And again, imagine the inner thighs are squeezing a block between them. Now bring your hands to your hips, anchor into the feet, and slowly come up to standing. Notice if there's any subtle adjustments you need to make to really feel stable. Hips are facing forward. Once again, the hands are onto the sacrum to start. You're going to inhale the right arm up. And exhale, only come down halfway. Try to keep that arm in alignment with the ear, head, neck, torso, tailbone in a straight line. Stay for the inhale. Imagine someone's lengthening that arm away from you. Exhale, hug the abdomen in for more support. And then inhale, press into the feet and rise back up. And do it again. Exhale over that front leg. Can you go 3/4 of the way? Stay for the inhale, elongate. Exhale the navel in. Inhale, lift up and rise. Nice and slow. One more time. See if you can go all the way down. Exhale. Navel in. Stay for the inhale. Get a little longer through the torso. Exhale, pull the abdomen in. Inhale, press up against gravity. Flatten that back and rise. Good. We're going to come all the way down this time. So lengthen out over that front leg as best you can. And then when you get to the bottom, you can have the fingertips on the floor, on the block, or if you'd like, try to grab for the elbows. And once again, just come into this slight bind here for the back. Push the ball of your front foot forward, the back heel back, and keep that micro bend in your front knee. It provides just a little more stability and make sure that you don't hyperextend. Now again, regulating the air. So can you get the breath steady here? Can you pull the abdomen in on exhalation? Visualize your fire. Keep hugging that left hip back, right hip around. Free up your toes. One more full, complete ujjayi breath here. Make sure it sounds steady. And you're going to activate the back body. Press up against gravity. And then step forward. Release the arms. Standing mountain pose again. And now feel, is there equal vibrancy on the right side and the left? Activation of the prana, opening up the prana nadis. Starting to feel some pulsation and flow through there. And again, we want to keep that balance. So easy inhale, easy exhale. Okay, we're going to take that vinyasa again just to wipe the slate clean. So again, big toes are touching, space between the heels or feet hip distance apart. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold navel to spine. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose, flat back, and then exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. This time, if you want, you can leave the knees lifted for chaturanga. And inhale into upward facing dog, rolling over the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. So once again, we're going to step the right foot forward to the fingertips and step the back foot up to the same position you were in a moment ago. So about 2.5 feet, making sure those hips are squared. Now, take a block if you have it and place it to the outside of the foot. So you can do this without the block. The hand can either stay under the left shoulder or it can go to the outside of the right foot. But a lot of times if we're tighter in the legs, we need this extra support. So you can use that block on any edge that you need. Then from here, bring your right hand onto your sacrum. And inhale your left arm up in alignment with your ear and lift your torso halfway up. So it's, again, you're going up against gravity. You want to maintain the feeling of that this whole time while you're in this pose. Then this left hand, again, like I said, is either going to go on the floor, underneath the left shoulder or on a block, or to the outside of the foot, on the floor or on the block. Spin your right hand flat so you can feel your sacrum. Try to keep that as level as possible as you rotate the navel to the right. And then keep pressing into your back heel. And if it's comfortable, let that right arm go up in the air. Now it's a challenging asana, so try to steady the breath to the best of your ability. Keep contracting the abdomen on exhalation. Elongate the spine. Find more room in the vertebrae. That will make the twist easier. One more breath. And then just melt over that front leg. Step the back foot forward. We'll just come into standing forward fold for a moment and rest. Enjoy that symmetry. And now we'll do the other side. So you're just going to step that right foot back again like we did before. 2.5 feet. Make sure those hips feel square. You're going to want to shift your block however you need it, either under the shoulder to the outside of the foot. Okay, so once again, bring the hands onto the sacrum. Come up halfway. Left hand onto the sacrum stays. Right arm extends up in alignment with your ear. And you're going to feel that countering of gravity. And keep that lift in your spine as you take the hand down, again, either under the right shoulder now on the floor or block, or to the outside of the left foot. So you're going to rotate the navel to the left, spinning that left hand flat so you can feel that the sacrum is as stable as possible. And sometimes it's nice just to keep the hand there. Otherwise, take the left arm up in the air. So press the weight into the back heel. Keep lengthening the spine. Check in with your abdomen. Check in with your even, steady breath. Relax. Find the places that don't need to be engaged, like your jaw, your face, your shoulders. Keep isolating the twist in the waist. Very nice. And now melt over that front leg once again. And then step the back foot forward, come into standing forward fold. And just soften here, resting in that symmetry. Good, inhale, halfway up for monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. And we're just going to hold plank for a moment. Stabilize here. Again, find the core. We don't want the hips way up in the air. We don't want them sinking too far down. We just want to be balanced right there in the center and activating the strength of our core. Now, those of you that need to, bring your left knee down and spin your right foot flat. And you can do a side plank here. Those of you that have a little more strength today, you're just going to extend both legs and side plank here. Breathe deeply. Keep lifting up through the hand. Lift up through the right side body, through the hip. Feel lightness. One more breath. And then come back and hover in plank position again. If your knee was down, just extend the knees up again. And we'll do the other side. So this time, right knee comes down. Spin your left foot flat. Plant that right hand down and lift the left arm up. This side plank one is a great variation. You can get a lot of space there. If you want a little more of that strength, extend both legs. Stack the feet. One more. Keep lifting. Keep breathing steadily. And then plank position one more time. Hover there. And we'll take a vinyasa. So if you need to, bring knees to floor. Squeeze the elbows tight as the belly comes down. Inhale, halfway up for cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. One more breath here. to step the right foot forward to the fingertips and spin the back foot flat. Line the front heel with the arch of the back foot. Come up through warrior one and open hip and shoulder to the left for warrior two. So you want to push into the ball of the front foot, the outside edge of the back foot. You want to make sure that this front knee is in alignment with the ankle but not beyond it, and that it's pushing more towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Tailbone is long, lower belly is lifted. Gaze directly over the middle finger of the right hand. Breathing deeply here. Steady the breath. And see if you can once again feel the abdomen. Inhale, the breath comes in and comes down. And it fans those flames like oxygen, fresh oxygen to the fire. Now on the exhalation, see if you can lift your pelvic floor a little higher. So it's like bringing the fuel a little closer to the flames there as well. Inhale, breathing in and down, fresh oxygen gets to the fire. Exhale, lifting that pelvic floor up, pulling any kind of fuel you want to use there to support your fire, anything that settles in the base of the body. Sometimes we call that ama or toxins. All that can be burned away. One more breath. Now, backhand to thigh. Turn and look at the right palm. Reverse warrior two, and then slowly straighten that front leg. And it feels really good to get a little relief there. Now, you're going to bend back into warrior two. Take your right hand onto your thigh, and then your left arm and hip are going to come all the way around, and you're going to spin that back heel out a little bit and come into twisting side angle. Now, if that's too intense on your back knee, pivot on the ball of the back foot and do this as a twisting lunge. The fist with the bottom hand, cup with the top, or hands in prayer. Keep elongating the spine. Keep pulling the navel back and feel this deep twist, deep rotation. Breathe steadily. Two more. And then to unwind, we're just going to bring fingertips to the floor. Now pivot on the ball of the back foot if you weren't already, and then step back to downward facing dog. And just have the feet anchored here. Take a moment. Feel what you've just done. And now that left foot is going to step forward to the fingertips, spin the back foot flat, line the front heel with the arch of the back foot, come up through warrior one, open hip and shoulder to the right for warrior two. Again, press into the ball mount of the front foot, anchor to the outside edge of the back foot. It's heel to arch alignment. And then you want to get that front knee bent and moving towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Find your gaze here, relax your shoulders. Tailbone absorbs and lower belly lifts, and get that height through the spine. Now in your mind's eye, see the breath coming in as fresh oxygen, fanning the flames. On your exhalation, see that you can lift the fuel closer to the fire. Whatever it is that you want to burn away. Keep visualizing that as you breathe. Gaze is steady, but it's really watching that internal process. Keep relaxing your shoulders. One more here. And now backhand to thigh, turn and look at that left palm, reverse warrior two, and slowly straighten that front leg. And just extend into reverse triangle. We're going to go back into the knee, so we're going to take that left hand down, and now as this right shoulder and hip come around, you can spin that outer heel back and come into prayer spinal twist and side angle. If that's too intense, pivot on the ball of your back foot and come into twisting lunge. Now breathe here. Keep twisting, keep unwinding. Wringing out those internal organs. Last breath. And then Again, fingertips to the floor, pivot on the ball of the back foot, and then we'll step forward into standing forward fold. Relax there for just a moment. Everything softens. Bending both knees, fingertips line up with the outsides of the feet. Keep the knees that deep as you inhale, reach the arms up for chair. Exhale, contract your abdomen, forward fold over your bent legs. Inhale, lean back to chair again. Opening the heart, feeling that spaciousness there. Exhale, contract your abdomen, forward fold over the bent legs. Inhale up, and as you're breathing and moving in this way, really conscious of the core. Good, let's bring in that chant. Inhale. Right to the very center of it. Rum, 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 rum. Inhale. Rum, 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 rum. One more. Rum, 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 rum. Inhale up. Press the legs to straighten. And exhale. Arms to your side. Standing mountain pose, feel for warmth. Steady your air. Observe the fire. Okay, so one more here, one more fairly stronger posture, and then we'll start to move a little more internally. So we're going to take our block about 6 to 10 inches in front of our, let's see, for this one we'll do our left big toe. And then we're going to forward fold over the legs with the fingers in a finger stand and reach your right leg up in the air. Now if you look at your leg, your toe should point straight down. So we're not rotating the hip in any way. In fact, you can think of the inner thigh as lifting up towards the heavens. Now we'll start with that right hand onto the block, and you can put it on any edge you need. You're going to lift your chest away from the floor, just like you did before. So again, you're getting up against gravity. Left hand comes onto the sacrum, palms flat. Now you can just stay here if this is challenging your balance enough, or you can start to take your gaze to the sidewall. And as you take the gaze to the sidewall, rotate the navel to the left and open up the shoulder. And then there you can take the left arm up in the air and really extend. Now press the heel away from the fingertips. Breathe deeply here. It's a challenging twist, just 2 more breaths. And then soften back over the front, right foot to meet left. Standing forward fold. Make sure you find your breath again, steady and even before we go into the other side. So this time, that blocks 6 to 10 inches in front of the right big toe. We're going to lift the left leg up in the air, flex the heel, make sure those toes are pointing straight down. You can peek at them if that helps. And now the left hand goes onto the block. Lift the chest away from the floor, take the right hand to the sacrum, and just stabilize there. Gazing at the floor for support. As you get more comfortable, you'll turn your gaze to the sidewall, rotating the navel to the right. And then if you can, right arm up in the air. Breathe deeply here. Get longer and longer through the torso. Keep pushing that heel away. Navel contracts on exhalation. And then gently release and step that left foot forward to meet the right and just relax, standing forward fold. Good, hands to hips, scoop the heart as you rise up to standing. And rest. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of deep abdominal work here. And if you're not comfortable holding your breath out, so if you're not comfortable with retention after exhalation, then all you're going to do is what we call Agnisara prep. So Agnisara prep, we'll do it together. Hands are going to be on the mid-thigh, fingers pointing in. Arms are straight like a kickstand to help keep the spine straight. You're going to inhale like you're doing a cow pose. So inhale chest, ribs, belly, lifting that tailbone. Now on the exhalation, you're going to do more like a cat. So you're going to bring the energy up from the soles of the feet, up through the legs, begin to absorb the tailbone in, lift the pelvic floor, lift the core, round and push the breath all the way back out. And then just at that peak, you're going to begin the inhale again. Now as you inhale in, you're breathing into the chest, ribs, belly, pelvic floor, tailbone is lifted. And then on the exhalation, you're going to pull the breath up from the feet, through the legs, pelvic floor. Keep squeezing it out. So it's a very slow process, very mindful. Okay? If you're doing Uddiyana, we're going to do something very similar to that, but we're going to let all the breath leave the body. After the breath leaves the body, we're going to suck the abdomen in and up and just hold it there. Hold it nice and steady as long as you can with that suction. Then when you need to breathe, you're going to relax the muscles and then take a breath. Okay, so if you want, I can demonstrate the first one, and then you can do it with me. It's going to look like this. Okay, so the abdomen becomes hollow because there's no breath there, and the vacuum is what we use to suck everything in and up. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale. All the breath leaves the body. The more you get out, the easier it is. Now, straighten your arms, straighten your spine, and suck that navel deeply in and up under the rib cage. Keep the chin drawing in. Keep the spine as straight as possible. When you need to release, release your muscles first, and then take your breath in. I like to stand up in between, but you can stay down. Let's do it again. Inhale, full breath in. Exhale all the breath out. Every last little bit of air you get out makes the suction easier. Hold the breath out, don't breathe in. Straighten arms, straighten spine. Suck the abdomen deeply in and up. Underneath the rib cage, keep the chin in. Lift the pelvic floor a little higher. And then release the musculature and take a breath as you come up. Okay, 2 more, please. If it's being done correctly, you may feel some warmth there, building in the abdomen. And then when you finish, just observe the fire in the navel center, steady mind, all that internalization. Good. We're going to make our way to the floor, so we're starting at the front of our mat. Big toes touching, space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose. Flat back, exhale, stepper, lightly hop back to plank position. You can have knees lowered or lifted for chaturanga. Inhale, scoop into cobra or up dog, shoulders back. And exhale to downward facing dog. Now from down dog, if you want to jump through, you can look at your hands and come onto the balls of your feet and bend your knees and just pounce a little bit. If you want to play with what it's like to hold your weight up, you can just lift for a moment and feel that momentary suspension. And then you use that to jump through. So those of you that can will slide the legs all the way through. Otherwise, we'll come into Sukhasana here. And then move the flesh from the sit bones and sit tall. Close the eyes. Again, regulate the breath. Very nice. So you can stay here in reverse table by bringing your fingertips behind you, feet flat, and coming up by hugging the back side of the body to the front. This is one option. Otherwise, you can extend the legs and come into what we call reverse plank. So fingers are pointing towards the heels still, and then you're going to press down into the palms, reach the toes towards the floor, and once again, hug the back side of the body to the front. And now just breathe here, strengthening that core, feeling the back bend. Purvottanasana. And then bring sit bones down and sit tall into Dandasana, staff, hands beside the hips. Legs are firm. There's that internal rotation of the thighs. Spine is tall. One more breath. The left foot into the inner thigh. And then extend your left arm up and lengthen the torso on the inside of the leg. Wrap the arm around the leg. And if you have a strap, you can use it. Otherwise, for most people can bind here, you're going to wrap that right arm around. And then rotate the navel to the right. And breathe deeply here. Now then, come forward and lean your chest forward over that front leg. And then let the head and neck really soften. So as much as possible, torso stays long. Knee hugs the inner thigh or the inner midline of the body. One more breath here. And now come back up. Hold the shin bone for just a moment. And then we'll switch legs. So bend the right knee. Bring that foot towards the inner thigh. Sit as tall as you can. And then I like to reach up out of the waist a little bit there so that as I come around, it's much easier for me to bind. Taking that right arm around the leg and then wrap the fingertips back and grab the fingers. So at first, rotate the navel slightly to the left, get the extension through your spine, and then come forward over the leg and forward fold. Head and neck is relaxed, breathing here. So even if the forehead doesn't touch, that's okay. Just keep the sternum reaching away from the pubic bone. Find your breath, connection to the abdomen. Keep your supporting leg firm. Good. And then slowly release. Come out of that, extend both legs, and just find Dandasana staff. Okay, so this time we're going to take the right knee and cross it over so that that right foot is on the outside of the left knee. And then bend the bottom leg and tuck it back towards your right hip. Hold on to the shin bone and sit as tall as you can for Ardha Matsyendrasana. Inhale, the left arm is going to reach up. Elongate the side body again. We want to keep that length. And then you can either wrap the arm around the leg, take your right hand behind you and rotate, or if you have a little more length, you can take the elbow to the outside of the thigh and use that as a little bit more of a bind, rotating to the right. Joining the index and the thumb is that joining together of the universal and the conscious, individual conscious. And then close the eyes and allow that steady, consistent breath that you've been working with to take you deeper into the twist. All the room you've created there, generated in the abdomen, all the warmth, really melt into it. And then turn your chin so you're looking over that left shoulder. And then slowly unwind and hold onto your shin bone and sit as tall as you can. And then we'll release and switch sides. So this time, right leg is straight, left foot crosses at the knee. Then you're going to tuck those toes back near the hip. Feel balanced and equal here in your pressure. Hold the shin bone and sit as tall as you can. Inhale the right arm up and create length along that right side of the body. And use that length as you take the arm across the knee, left hand back behind you for the spinal twist. Or if you're going to go a little deeper, elbow to the outside of the thigh, twisting here. If you'd like, you can join that index and thumb together. Close the eyes. And just let that conscious breath that you've been building through the whole practice take you deeper into the pose. Full inhalation, full exhalation, nice and even so that the fire, the flames burn steadily. And then gently unwind, turning the chin first over the right shoulder. And then hold your shin bone and sit as tall as you can. Feel the spiral continuing to release throughout the spine. Okay, so we're going to make our way onto our backs, but you may want to have a block handy nearby. We'll do modified Viparita Karani. So coming onto the back body, knees to chest to start. Place the feet flat and prepare for bridge. So feet about hip distance apart. Pressing down equally through them, roll up through your spine, one vertebrae at a time. Now come as high onto the balls of the feet as you can and slide your block underneath your sacrum. So if you need to put it on the middle edge or the flat edge, that's fine. If you're at the beginning of your cycle, you may want to just keep the back flat. And then if you're comfortable here, we're going to take those legs straight up in the air. So you want that block to support you so it takes no effort to hold up the legs. Then arms can open up wide, palms can face up in an external rotation. And just breathing here. Now, when we've had a candle flame, say you have one on a taper candle, if you tilt that taper candle horizontally, the flame will continue to burn up. And so is true for the internal fire. So the flames still have that upward motion. And when we invert the body, we're getting this beautiful opportunity for those internal flames to burn what is there at the base. And remember, just in the physiology alone, all of our waste material sits there in that base of the torso. So I want you to imagine that whatever you want to let go of, whatever you want to transform or alchemize, see that dripping from the base into the fire like little drops of fuel, or like little bits of oil for an oil lamp. Keeping that flame steady, burning brightly in the abdomen. And if it's helpful as you're visualizing this dripping down, this burning away of whatever it is that you want to release. Mentally repeat that same mantra that we were doing, the bija for the third chakra, the ram, 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 ram. So you can almost see it like each of those quick rams are the little drips of fuel into the fire, and then the long ram is the flames consuming all of that and growing brighter. Please continue. One more here. Hear the mantra in the mind. And then sit quiet for a few moments, as if you were sitting right in front of your fire, in gesture of ritual and awe and gratitude. Ceremoniously observing those flames. All that transformation has done for your life. All the things that needed to change over time. Maybe you were resistant to it, maybe you welcomed it. But just the power of transformation itself. Just gratitude for that. And then slowly start to take one leg down and then the other. Rise as high as you can on those balls of the feet and then slide the block out, and one vertebrae at a time. Just melt your spine into the mat. And then let the feet be a little wider, knees fall into one another for just a moment. Rest here, hands on the abdomen. And we'll shift right into Shavasana from here. So if you have socks and sweaters and you want to put them on, please do so. But just minimize your movement. Do the least you have to do to be completely comfortable. And then come right back into that mindset, that rest. If you have an eye pillow and you can place it over your eyes to block out the light, that's really encouraged in a lighted room. Now legs just extend a little longer, a little wider than hip distance. Arms are down by your sides, palms face up. You can place blankets over you, a bolster under your knees, whatever you need to be comfortable. And then once you settle in, just really allow the mind to return back to that quality you had a moment ago. Feeling whatever arose for you while contemplating the transformative power both within you and without you. And then settle into that deep contemplation, that deep consciousness, conscious awareness. No thoughts are necessary, just the absorption of it.
So very slowly begin to deepen your breath. And as the breath comes back in, notice it reignite or awaken the flames in the abdomen. Then run your thumb across your fingertips and wiggle your toes. And roll your wrists and roll your ankles. And then very gently you can draw your knees into your chest. And then just curl to your right side, resting in fetal for a moment. Arm under the head as a pillow. And placing the left hand into the earth, just very slowly come back up into seated. And if you want to prop your sit bones up for a moment on a bolster or blanket, whatever you have, please do so. So with the flesh moved from the sit bones, sitting tall. Once again, go back to that easy, even inhale and exhale. And if it's helpful, find those edges of the breath. So I can't stress enough that in order to really work with the fire, we do want to make sure that the air element in the body is stable and balanced. So keep relaxing, smooth out any rough parts or patches you find in the breath. And as it becomes more internalized, we're going to bring our right hand up, take our index and middle finger down to the mound of the thumb. Your fourth finger and thumb will become pinchers. They're going to go right on the bridge of the nose, right above the nostril. We're going to start with a nasal breath, inhaling through your left nostril while plugging your right. Then lower your hand to your knee and ujjayi exhale through both. Now bring the hand back up, plug the left nostril, breathe in only through the right, nasal breath. And then lower the hand to the knee and ujjayi exhale through both. So variation of pratyaloma, we'll do it again, inhaling through the left nostril. Ujjayi exhale through both. Nice and even, inhale through the right nostril. Ujjayi exhale through both. Now as you inhale through the left nostril, see cool air coming in. That oxygen fans the flames in the abdomen. As you ujjayi exhale, see that little puff of smoke that's emitted from the fire after it's increased and burned away more of its fuel. Again, inhaling through the right nostril now, that cool oxygenated air. And then ujjayi exhale, again releasing that little puff of smoke or heat as it burns its fuel. Keep going. As you're practicing, the breath becomes more and more subtle. You begin to feel more of the energy behind it than the actual air. So we'll do one more round, complete the one you're on, do one more. You'll end by inhaling the right nostril and exhaling ujjayi through both. And then sit for a moment. Bring your attention to the tip of the nostrils and see even air now coming in through both, and let them meet at the external third eye, so the space between the eyebrows, and then even lines of light coming back out the nostrils, just to about 5 inches below the tip of the nose. Observing the prana that rides in the breath as light. As you cultivate this light, more and more of it will become established in the area between the eyebrows. As that light grows brighter between the eyebrows and the mind becomes attracted to it, let the mind become absorbed in it. And with the mind absorbed in it, begin to consciously move it down from the area between the eyebrows towards the midbrain or the brain stem. Travel it down towards the throat, past the heart, encountering unique lights at each of these areas, and then eventually let it settle down past the solar plexus and into the navel center. Here, encounter the residual warmth from the fire, the glow and the light. And that healing and nourishment that's felt in this center of the body. power to transform and change and grow. And just bring your hands together in front of your heart. Bow your head to your hands and go back to the intention that was set at the beginning of the practice. Just for a moment, reflect on what it is that you'd like to transform. Change is happening all the time, but when we can be conscious of it, many times we can garner more wisdom from it. And I'd just like to close with the invocation to Par Yoga, that this internal light within me has not only been lit, but ignited and kept a flame for all the teachers that have come before me. And with their wisdom and their practice and their commitment, I'm able to have that within me. You're able to have that within you. So I'd just like to honor that. Ganesha Graha Nakshatra Yogini Rashi Rupanim Devim Mantramayim Naumi Matrikampita Rupanim Ganesha Graha Nakshatra Yogini Rashi Rupanim Devim Mantramayim Naumi Matrikampita Rupanim Ganesha Graha Nakshatra Yogini Rashi Rupanim Devim Mantramayim Naumi Matrikampita Rupanim. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today and for participating in this practice, and the practice with fire and the ability to transform. I'm so grateful to be able to share these practices with you, and really could not do that without all the gifts that have been given from my teachers. And so if you feel generous, I'd appreciate you going to the Patreon account that is listed below in the link and offering a donation to keep these practices coming, so that I can continue to do this and share this with as many people that we can. I hope that they mean as much to you as they mean to me, and that this impacts your life in a positive and beautiful way. Namaste.